Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about some things that are a little bit more practical and tangible. I've emphasized the importance of technical skills when working in tech, especially if you're coming from a linguistics or humanities background. I believe technical skills can really set you apart from your peers. Today, I'll show you one of the ways I use Google Apps Script with Google Sheets, and how I use ChatGPT to pretty much write the code for me. I really can't say I'm coding here. ChatGPT is doing all the work. And that being said, it does help if you have some basics in coding. It can help you understand what's going on. This way you can correct ChatGPT more efficiently when it doesn't do a good job. If you've taken coding classes online, or maybe you took some classes in college, I think this is where you can use what you've learned. Anyways, at work, you'll often find yourself working with data tables. And Google Sheets is probably the simplest and most common tool for that. If you're an Excel or Google Sheets formula master, that's always super helpful. However, I found that there are some limitations to the Google formulas, and this can actually be augmented with what's called Google Apps Script. The idea behind Google Apps Script is simple. You can do some scripting to build a tool, and this will work with your Google apps such as Google Docs, Google Drive, and Google Sheets, and so forth. For today's exercise, let's work on a task that you might typically run into if you're a linguist. Here's the premise. There's a large data set of speech data. It's a few hundred audio files, and you have them saved in Google Drive. These audio files have unique file names, and they come with corresponding transcriptions. So how would you set this up so that you can do this in one place? So I think what you will want, I have an example file here, is you'll want the file names in one column. You'll want the phrases in another column. And then lastly, you'll want the links here, the links to each of these audio files. And again, the audios are saved in Google Drive, like this. So I have them all saved under one folder here. So again, the goal is to have the links to each of these audio files that are saved in Google Drive next to the phrases, so that whoever's reviewing the work or whoever's reviewing the audios, they can just kind of read this and then just play this file and then just make sure that what's in the transcription is correct. In Google Drive, if you right-click, share, and then go to copy link, you can actually get the link to that file. So if you just paste it in, you can get these links. So how would you do that in bulk? So if you can select multiple, and then you can do copy links. It's plural now, and it says 3 links have been copied. So if you go and paste this, it'll be a little bit messed up because you can see that it has commas. So let me show you what that looks like in a text editor. If I paste this in, you can see it's a single line, but it's separated by commas. It's just really long. That's why it just looks like multiple lines, but actually this text is in a single line. So you'll see the individual links are separated by commas. So you can, one little trick that I like to do is I grab the comma and the space, and then just basically do a find and replace with a new line. So if you go to find, replace, I have the software I'm using, the text editor I'm using is called Sublime Text. And you could probably do this with a bunch of different other text editors. I found that it's a little tricky to do that within Google Docs or Google Sheets, so I just kind of do it in another location, in another program. But you can grab the comma and the space, and then you can take a new line and then replace all of them, and it'll put it into 3 individual lines. Now, if I go back to the Google Sheets, I can show you if I just copy that, it pastes it into 3 different cells. And I guess that's how Google behaves. It recognizes new lines into separate rows. So that's what I want to do here. Grab multiple links from the Google Drive folder and then essentially copy them in here. So I'll try to select all. Unfortunately, Google Drive doesn't really have a select all feature. So you just gotta scroll down. It takes a little bit of time. So I've highlighted them all. I can go right click, share, copy links. 247 links have been copied. And then I'll just do what I did with Sublime again. I'll go here, paste all the links, which are kind of in one line, but I'll just do the find and replace. It's already saved what I did previously, so I'll just replace all, and then you get individual lines with links in each of them. So I'll copy all of that and paste it into Google Sheets. So I've managed to copy all the links. And the problem with this is that these files are not sorted, right? You can see that it's v1 underscore v, and here in this cell, it's v2 underscore 3, and so forth. These are not going to align well, and even if you sort it by name, let's say, and then you try to sort it here also, and then it'll just behave differently, and you'll run into a bunch of alignment problems, basically. So it's great that I can copy multiple links in Google Drive and copy it here, but when the number gets big, and 248 is not big, or 247, when you're working in thousands, you'll run into problems real quick with this kind of misalignment. So this is where I want to use the Google Apps script. I think what I want to do is use the Google Apps script to print the file names in this column, and then I'll sort it in a way so that it sorts well with column A. So I'll demonstrate how to do that using ChatGPT. But first, in order to actually use Google Apps Script, you go to Extensions, App Script, and that'll open up this window. And then this is where your code would go. I guess I'll just name it Google Apps Script Demo. And this is where I would lean on ChatGPT. I need to describe the problem. So I'll say I have the file names in column 1. I have the phrases, and then I have links to the Google Drive folder. But I want to print the name of the files here in column D. So I'll describe that.
Can you help me with Google Apps Script? I have a Google Sheet, and I want to QA audio files using the sheet. I have the files saved in audio files saved in Google Drive, and I have gathered the links to each of the files in the sheet. What I want is a Google Apps script that will print the file names for each of the Google Drive links.
Okay, let's start there. It says, yes, you can use Google Apps script to retrieve file names for each of the Drive links in your Google Sheet. Make sure your Google Sheet contains Drive links in a specific column. The script will extract the file ID for each link, get a file name, and print it in another column. So yeah, this looks like it's gonna do what I want it to do. I can kind of look at this and see if I can make sense of it. It looks like it's defining the sheet and the range of the data and where the data will be, or what the data will be. It's kind of pick up some values. There's a for loop here, it seems. So it's gonna ignore. So this is all mumbo jumbo to me, but there's a comment here that says assuming first row is a header. So that's good. Typically, you do have headers on top, and I think I did as well. If I look at my sheet, it definitely has a header. So going back to ChatGPT, there's a variable called drive link. So I need to manipulate this a little bit, because I guess this is gonna look at the columns. So if there is a link, file ID equals, so something with the extract file ID, that's a kind of a function, I guess, that's built in. If there is a file ID, so it's trying to do something here. Again, here the comment is helpful because I can change the I guess I can change the where the data sits or where it points to. So I think these are I don't know, these must be the rows and the columns. That's my guess. And this is maybe column 2. And that's pretty much it. I'm not sure what this is, but that's fine. The one thing that's I'm a little confused is a line like this. So maybe I will ask ChatGPT what this is. In the line, can you explain what comes after get range? How would I have it point to column C, for example? Maybe it actually explains it here, but I kind of missed that. Let's break it down. Oh, okay, so that's good. My guess was right. It is rows and columns that you specify here represents the row number since I starts from 1. Skipping the header row, I see. And then 2 represents column number B in this case. Okay, that's good. Pretty straightforward. How do I change it to column C? Okay, you just go to ABC. It's number 3. Well, actually, this kind of ChatGPT redid the code so that it's pointing to column 3. My links are in column 3, column C, and then I want it to print to column D, so we need to bump this over one number. Well, let's copy it over into our Google Apps Script page here. Paste it. Okay, good. Well, it has to be column D here, and then it's supposed to reference column, assuming links are in column A. So that's not correct. It's in column 3, so which is C. So I'm gonna put 3 here, but I'm a little suspicious why it had 0. Does it start from 0? Maybe the index. And again, I only know this. I'm only guessing this stuff based on my shallow knowledge of coding and scripting. From having done this a few times, but definitely with some basics that you might see in a typical intro to coding type of a class. So it's a little suspicious. Let me go back to ChatGPT here. This is pointing to column C. So it's a little suspicious because it's as if, yeah, I don't know why there's a discrepancy between this line, and then this line. Because this is set to C, whereas this is at 0. It's a little weird to me. But, oh, actually, I'm looking at the wrong thing, because this is some kind of a get range function, and this is something else. So, well, maybe I can even so that's another thing you could do. Ask it again what this is. Can you explain this? Why does the index start from 0? Let's break it down again. I see. So it's an array. I see. And because it's an array, I guess it starts from 0. So this has to be 2. It makes sense to me. So what you do now, once it's set up, you save it, and then you run it. There should be some kind of a permission that you need to grant, and that can be sometimes a little bit finicky. Usually it prompts it, so you just need to accept it. Sometimes it doesn't show up. Okay, so that's good. Review permissions. It's running now. It failed. Extract file ID is not defined. So, rarely things will work the first time with ChatGPT. You do need to do a bit of back and forth and work with it a little bit. So, what does that mean? It's not defined. So, extract file ID. So let's search that in ChatGPT once again. I got this error when trying to run it. It means that the function is missing from your script. This function is supposed to extract the ID from a Google Drive link. Oh, okay. So this is the thing that at the very bottom, well, yeah, it was at the very bottom. I copied it from the wrong thing, and ChatGPT didn't give me everything. So I'm gonna go back, add it to the bottom, and it looks good. Now I have this function defined, and then I can use that. And honestly, I'm just guessing from the name of the function what it does. It's getting the file ID. There's some kind of a syntax here that I'm not quite familiar with. Same thing, the line below as well. But that's okay. Let's save it. Run it. Is it working?
A few moments later.
Okay, it says it's completed. And lo and behold, it does seem like it's worked quite well. It has all the file names next to the links. And you can see when I hover over this C2 column, C2 cell, you have V2_329. You have 1_75. So all of these are printing the file names that correspond to these links. So now the trick is to align column C and D to the file name here. So I think what you want to do is sort column A in a certain way, and then sort this so that column D and column C, they move together, but you sort it by column D. I think you can just do this with what do you call it? I think you can do this with filters. So I can sort by column D, A to Z, so that'll move together. I have 1 and 1 underscore 1, 1 underscore 1 and 2, and so forth. So this is all sorted properly. And then I think maybe I'll get rid of the filters here, and then add filters here and sort this, which I guess it was already sorted in that order. So now these are all aligned. Yep, looks good to me. Let me make this smaller so that you can see. Column A and column D are now aligned, and so are the links. So basically, I was able to gather these links in bulk, paste them here, but then I had problems with how they were sorted. So what I did was use Google Apps Script to basically print the file names for each of these links, and then the rest is kind of a sorting problem where you just have to sort this in the same way this is sorted, which I guess you could do in a bunch of different ways, but I just wanted to quickly do that. So now if I want to validate the audio and make sure that this is aligned with this, I just need to play this audio, and it'll open it up in a new tab, but at least I can quickly reference the phrases and then quickly open the links. So that's all I have for you today. I hope this was an okay introduction to Google Apps Script and using it with Google Sheets. I hope to do more of these kinds of technical exercises in the future. I think using ChatGPT, you can really get a lot done, even for someone like me who know some coding but not too much. A lot of the stuff that I learned was mainly on the job, and I hope these videos can help you learn some of the technical issues that I might run into and how to solve them. I hope they can be a good example, and I hope you can apply this to your workplace. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Take care.